just after midnight on May 5th, 1983, Cinco de Mayo, when a state trooper was speeding down Sumter Highway without lights or sirens on. Up ahead was Shaw Air Force Base, where a security forces or military police checkpoint had recently changed shifts. The outgoing sergeant got in his Chrysler LeBaron and proceeded to exit the base. As he pulled onto the highway, he suddenly saw the trooper's vehicle and braked. The officer T-boned the airman's vehicle driver's side and dragged it about 100 feet before it came to a stop. When emergency crew arrived, they used the jaws of life to pry the door off of the LeBaron and cut the seatbelt that the airman was wearing. Half an hour later, on the way to the hospital, the Air Force sergeant died. His name was Charles Manus Jr., and he was my father. Charles, or Daddy Chuck as I called him, was a veteran who served in the Korean War, and after returning from combat, he met my mother. He was 25 and she was 18 when they started dating. My mother said that they were doing some heavy petting, and 9 months later my older sister was born. They got married, but according to my mother, they had a fair amount of verbal disagreements. I only remember the legs of my father because he would get ready for work, and I would hold on to them like a tree trunk. I remember being raised by my grandparents for a while, and only once I was older did I realize the brevity of the situation. Part of the trauma was that the officer was not charged for vehicular manslaughter of my father, like any other citizen certainly would have been. It should be noted that not all law enforcement officers are bad. However, in combination with tribalism and a corrupt judicial system, the death of my father is noteworthy, especially because I now have a son the same age that I was then. The heartache of not knowing my father, combined with knowing that my child has to learn the facts about his grandfather, should be alarming for any caring human. There's no doubt that I'm a secular humanist for the very reasons aforementioned. I also made sure that when a South Carolina law enforcement officer shot my friend LeVar Jones, I personally emailed to have him put away. In that email, I mentioned how, as a combat veteran, when we messed up, we went to federal prison. And any moral and civil society shouldn't allow anyone who steps out of line to tolerate this undisciplined behavior. I hope that whoever hears this would take the time to hold others accountable for their actions, because it's inexcusable to allow someone's rank or status to overrule their corrupt behavior. Atheus.
On the bonny banks, on the bonny, bonny banks.